Hi, how may I help you?
Which club is the first to win Champions League?
That's very easy. Real Madrid. The first Champions League was won by Real Madrid during the 1955 and 1956 season.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
You're listening to Sports in a Jiffy on our Impact Radio 102.1 FM Lagos.
Midweek vibes, midweek sports. Wednesday today, the second in the month of October, year 2024. Good morning, listeners, and welcome to Sports in a Jiffy on your most exciting breakfast show, the Morning Impact Show here on Impact Radio 102.1 FM. 20 minutes of tiptoeing through all of the major stories that are currently making the rounds in the ever exciting, ever dynamic, sometimes dramatic, and controversial world of sports. Tiptoeing through the stories this morning, I will start with stories from the Nigerian Premier Football League. The scheduled matches we played this evening between Eyimba and Akwa United. Akwa United still winless this season, right there at the Aba Township Stadium at 4 p.m. Also be having the game between Bendel Insurance and Shooting Star Sports Club. Bendel Insurance at the Samuel Ogbemudia Stadium as well. Winless in 3 matches of the season already. And a couple of the scheduled matches today, and then tomorrow is going to be Enugu Rangers, who will be hosting Bayelsa United. We'll talk more about that in the course of the show this evening from 6 p.m. down to 7 p.m. on the Sports Up Show. Welcome to the show, especially Adeja Ajiboye is my name, and it's such an honor to be your host on the show. 72 in bits and in pieces. Whether you're an early riser, someone who loves the thrill of the game, maybe an athlete or just a sports person, this is the right place for you to be. The early bird has gone all around the world to catch the scores, and I will be more than willing to serve them to you. Just one rule to the game, that is to make sure that you're logged in and logged on here on Empire Radio 102.1 FM. Keep to your own end of the bargain. I'll be having a sportilicious time together. And before we go into other sports this morning, let's go take this news about the 35-year-old Australian who has eaten 45 pork rolls to win the Eating League. Have you ever heard of the Eating League before? I bet you didn't know. Each man gobbled up to 44 pork rolls in 10 minutes, but it was the last bite that earned one of them the $2,000 top prize money in the very American pastime of competitive eating. The winner, Geoffrey Esper, ate just a bite of more than roll number 45 than his closest competitor, sealing triumph in this chapter of a sport called Major League Eating. I bet you didn't know there's something called Major League Eating. The runner-up, James Webb, said that in most of the contests this year, the winner down to the 4th place finisher were separated by a swallow or a mouthful of a serving size. The 35-year-old Australian who moved to the United States to compete full-time added, it's very competitive, guys, and people are earning money from eating 45 pork rolls, guys. The prize money is nowhere near enough to live on, according to one of the competitors, and a bearded, elderly-looking man who gets by financially with help from sponsors and also his YouTube channel, which already has over 115,000 viewers. And away from that right now, let's get into the show already. Let's start with the world of tennis, where one woman, top seed Aryna Sabalenka, has now won 15th match in a row to power into the China Open quarterfinals with a 6-4, 6-3 victory over Madison Keys yesterday. The US Open champion will face Karolina Muchova of the Czech Republic or Spain's Cristina Buxa in the last 8 in Beijing. World number 2, Sabalenka has won more matches on tour this season than anyone else and extended her red horse streak with a fairly routine victory over the 24th ranked American. On the sunny Beijing day, Sabalenka and Keys exchange breaks in the first set for 3-3 before the hard-hitting Belarusian pulled away to go a set-up. Sabalenka is also on a collision course in the semi-finals with China's Olympic champion Zheng Zhenwen, who faces 43rd ranked Amanda Anisimova in the last 16 later today. 3-time Grand Slam champion Sabalenka can take a major step towards overhauling Iga Swiatek at the top of the rankings by lifting the title right there in Beijing. Swiatek is not playing in the Chinese capital because of personal matters. She's taking tennis talks on the show this morning. I'll talk about the Beijing Open as well as the China Open. A lot of stuff coming through from that particular one right there this morning. And I tell you, last night, Kokogawa was able to advance to the quarterfinals of the China Open after Naomi Osaka retired from the fourth-round match due to a back injury. And the match was tied at 1 set each before Osaka had to withdraw. Gaov helped carry Osaka's back off the court after 87 minutes of intense play. And according to her, said it was a good match until this point. I hope Naomi recovers soon. Nobody wants to win like this, especially with 1 set or Osaka led the first set 6-3, but Gaov fought back to win the second set 6-4. Osaka had back pain during the match and was unable to continue. Gaov will now face Ukrainian qualifier Yulia Strasbuza in the quarterfinals. And taken to social media yesterday evening, Osaka revealed that she locked her back during a practice session earlier, and that was on Tuesday, but she felt like she was able to continue. And elsewhere, Paulo Badosa also dominated US Open runner Jessica Pegula with a 6-4-6-0 win to reach the last 8. And Badosa praised Pegula, calling her a tough opponent, but expressed happiness with her own performance. Our Chinese players Shai Zhang also progressed to the quarterfinals, beating Magdalena Fred 6-4-6-2, and Zhang victory marked a strong comeback after a 24-match losing streak. She now faces Badosa in the next round. While in the ATP, Carlos Alcaraz, the world number 3, showed his athletic skill again as he reached the final of the China Open by beating Dani Medvedev yesterday 7-5-6-3. According to the 21-year-old Spaniard, who has won 4 Grand Slam titles and now has a 6-2 record against Medvedev, he will face either world number 1 Yannick Sinner or Chinese wildcard Bu Yukaute in the final. The first set was tough with 5 breaks of serve, but Alcaraz secured the set break with in the 12th game. After winning the first set, he played with more confidence and Medvedev struggled to keep up. Alcaraz, however, finished the match in 88 minutes. Alcaraz has now won 8 matches in a row, including victories in Davis Cup, Lever Cup, and now in Beijing since his loss at the US Open. Away from the world of tennis right now, let's go straight to the world of basketball. Don't forget that a couple days ago, yesterday to be precise, we mentioned to you that the world of basketball also lost the legend Dibenke Mutombo, who has now been eulogized. Toronto Raptors president Masai Ujiri shared his sorrow on Monday over the passing of Dikembe Mutombo, a basketball Hall of Famer and one of the NBA's greatest defensive players. Mutombo, known for his incredible contributions on and off the court, died at the age of 58 after battling brain cancer. Mutombo's family had announced 2 years ago that he was undergoing treatment for a brain tumor in Atlanta. He passed away surrounded by family, according to the NBA. And now overcome with emotions, Ujiri expressed how much Mutombo meant to them, pausing several minutes during the tribute, and says it is hard to believe. Basketball superstar LeBron James also shared his memory of Mutombo, recalling how he fractured his face on his birthday during a game in 2004 after catching one of Mutombo's infamous elbows. Despite the painful incident, James spoke fondly of Mutombo's legacy and his impact on the game. Away from that right now, let's go straight to the football side of life, and we'll start from the home front. Don't forget that this month is going to be a month of another international break. We'll be seeing the Super Eagles of Nigeria in action against the Mediterranean Knights of Libya. Libya are trying to play fast on us because of all the stadiums that they have right there. They are dragging the Super Eagles of Nigeria to Benina, the stadium with AstroTurf. And according to reports, it said that right there in Libya, there are a couple of pitches that are car standard and also FIFA standard, but then they feel like they want to punish us. Now, news coming through from the Libyan side is that they will be resuming training to arrive in Nigeria October 7. The Libya national team reconvened yesterday to begin preparations for the October 11, 2025 African Cup of Nations qualifier start against Nigeria at the Godswill Akpabio International Stadium in Uyo. And according to Libya's channel, the Mediterranean Knights had their first training under the leadership of their new coach Nasir Al-Adiri and his assistant Tunisian Akram Alamani and also Abakar Arak in Tripoli. The team is expected to arrive in Abuja on October 7 before heading for Uyo for the clash with the Super Eagles. Meanwhile, Nigerians coach Austin Ogovan has yet to name his squad for the doubleheader, with the corresponding slated for October 15 at the Matthias of February Stadium right there in Benghazi. Nigeria made a bright start to the series with the heart-warming 3-0 win over Benin Republic on September 7 before battling Rwanda to a goalless draw in Kigali just 3 days after, setting them atop Group D with 4 points. I will look forward to that particular encounter. Anyway, from the home front right now, let's make a switch straight into Europe. Plenty of talks. Because yes, the Dark Knight of Mikel Arteta, talk about the Gunners here, bringing out everything they've got in their arsenal this time around. They were 2-0 winners over Paris Saint-Germain. If they tell you, you never see this coming, exactly, you don't know about it. Well, now for Mikel Arteta and his boys, definitely they are shining right now, and every praise and accolades are definitely going to the side. An amazing performance they did put up. Kai Havertz, yeah, the man a lot of people have said it's not worth it. Maybe he cannot just play to be a top 9, but then indeed they did impress. But Donnarumma was shaky yesterday to be able to hand Arsenal that particular win. It was Havertz and Calafiori who impressed fans a whole lot, and then they are the ones everyone is talking about them right now. Going through it, Bukayo Saka said this is the year for Arsenal to become winners after scoring a 2-0 Champions League win against Paris Saint-Germain at the Emirates. Mikel Arteta's side have now climbed into the top 8 of the new Champions League phase table, which guarantees a spot in the round of 16 later this season, with goals from Kai Havertz and Saka against the French champions. The Gunners, don't forget that they have finished runners up to Manchester City in the Premier League in last 2 seasons, but then this time around they are looking to do something great, maybe more than what they did back then in 2019-2020 when they lifted the FA Cup title. Taking you through the stories coming through this morning. Don't forget that this is just 72 in bits and in pieces. We'll be back here later this evening to go through all of the nitty-gritty of all the stories, dissecting the hot topics for you. 6 p.m. down to 7 p.m. on the Sports Up Show. 1 hour of banter, 1 hour of rage, 1 hour of views, reviews, and all of the interviews are just the way you like it, right here on Empire Radio 102.1 FM. But then let me give you all of the top news coming through from Europe this morning. Just as I've said to you, a couple of reports from the matches that went down yesterday in the UEFA Champions League. Stade Brest were 4-0 winners away from home against Red Bull Salzburg. I bet the biggest upset of the day yesterday. Stuttgart has well played at a 1-0 against Sparta Prague. Arsenal were 2-0 winners over Paris Saint-Germain. And Barcelona thumped Young Boys brand 5-0. That one ended. Robert Lewandowski scoring a brace in that encounter. Rafinha also getting a goal and an assist. Inigo Martinez, and then 1-0 goal from Mathieu Camara ended Barca the 5-0 win. As Flick and his boys are definitely flicking through. And the first goal came in the 8 minutes from the host, and then they were able to poke in more goals, making up a 5-0 win in that particular one. We'll talk more about it later this evening. Another big game that went down yesterday was the one between Bayern Leverkusen at the Bay Arena, where they hosted AC Milan. Guess what? They call him the Comrade right now, because they've been searching for him to call him for a long time, but finally looks like we settled for Comrade. So here's Comrade Victor Boniface. 51-minute goal for Bayern Leverkusen was all that was needed to separate the sides against AC Milan yesterday, continuing their perfect start in the season and also the Champions League. It was a Navi home win, but then at the end of the day, Xabi Alonso and his boys got what they needed. Other games yesterday, Borussia Dortmund also defeated Celtic right there at the Signal Iduna Park. 7-1 that one ended. Karim Adeyemi with the first half hat-trick, 11th minute, 29th minute, and the 42nd minute. Also, Sergio Guirassy, the man this time from Stuttgart, also got 2 goals, 40-minute penalty, and also got another one in the 66th minute. Not so good for Celtic, because yes, this is not a perfect start to the season they would have been expecting. For Inter Milan, they were 4-0 winners over Red Star Belgrade. PSV Eindhoven played at a 1-0 against Sporting Lisbon, while Slovan Bratislava lost at home to Manchester City. There are no two ways about that particular one. While in the English League Cup, the third round of match was supposed to be held between Newcastle United and AFC Wimbledon. Was supposed to be played last week, but then due to some issues that has to do with rain at the stadium of the AFC Wimbledon, it was now rescheduled for this particular week, and then it was played yesterday at the St. James Park at the home of Newcastle United. A penalty in the 45th minute by Fabian Schär was all that Newcastle United needed to get the win against AFC Wimbledon. Don't forget that yesterday we brought you the news that has been said that Alexander Isak is now going to be out. Well, we don't know for how long, but it's been said by Eddie O that the man is out injured. Hopefully he's back and better for the next couple of games for Newcastle United. Straight into matches that will be played today into the UEFA Champions League season, and then later this evening Girona will definitely be up against Feyenoord. Shakhtar Donetsk will be hosting Atalanta. Aston Villa will be hosting Bayern Munich right there at the Villa Park. Benfica will be hosting Atletico Madrid. Dynamo Zagreb will be hosting Monaco. Lille will be hosting Real Madrid. Liverpool at Anfield will be hosting Bologna. RB Leipzig will be hosting Juventus, while Sturm Graz will be hosting Club Brugge. And the UEFA Conference League, Istanbul Basaksehir will be hosting Rapid 3:30 p.m. Nigerian time. Victoria Guimaraes will be hosting Celje. And like I mentioned at the start of the show, we scheduled match day 2. Our fixtures from the Nigerian Premier Football League as well. Bendel Insurance at the Samuel Gumuni Stadium will be hosting Shooting Stars. Bendel Insurance still winless this season, and they are going through into their 4th match of the campaign. Eyimba right there at the Aba Township Stadium also be hosting Akwa United. Akwa United will travel there. Don't forget, Akwa United as well are still winless this season. And before I wrap up the show, let me quickly tell you, in case you missed it, there was the news yesterday about FIFA and also banning Cameroonian FA president Samuel Eto'o. The president of the Cameroon Football Federation, Fecafoot Samuel Eto'o, has been banned by FIFA for 6 months due to his misconduct. Samuel Eto'o is banned from attending any matches involving the Cameroon men's or women's national team in all categories for the next 6 months. FIFA stated that the ban was for violating Articles 13 and 14 of its disciplinary code. Article 13 deals with the offensive behavior and fair play violations, while Article 14 covers misconduct by players and officials. The punishment comes as a win for Eto'o's critics, who have long accused him of misconduct. Allegations against him include match fixing in Cameroon's domestic league, for which he was cleared by the Confederation of African Football (CAF). He was also fined €185,000 by CAF for his involvement with a sports betting company. Sports in a Jiffy it is. I'm here serving it in a Jiffy. Here's where I call it a wrap on the package this morning. Many thanks to everyone who's been a part of the show. Do well to join us later tonight on the Sports Hub show between 6 p.m. down to 7 p.m. where we get to take you through all of the in-swingers, all of the lancer passes, all of the slams, the dunks, just the way you like it. We give it to you as we see it, and we expect to hear it from you just the same way as well. Don't forget, you can disagree without disagreeing. Adejajibe is signing out this morning. Stay sporty, stay active, drink enough water to stay hydrated. Don't forget to go out there and be the best version of yourself. Omobolade Oladipo is here to take you through the rest of your morning on the Morning Impact Show on Empire Radio 102.1 FM. I'll be back here later tonight, and I'll see you when I see you once again. So have a blessed and highly favored day. Good morning.
From the greens of golf to the court of tennis and basketball, the octagon of UFC to the square room for boxing, track of Formula 1, and the pitch of football. Join the sports crew on Sport Hub 6 to 7 p.m. Mondays and Wednesdays, Fridays 5 to 6 p.m. and 2 p.m. on Saturdays. Here on iMpact Radio 102.1 FM Lagos. Reviews, views, and interviews just the way you like it. Exclusive on High Impact Radio 102.1 FM Lagos. Sports Hub for all the updates and analysis.